Oh my goodness, what is that? 80% HEMA, but do not fret because I have the UV gel one and I'm gonna post it right here. I went as far as to ask on their live and they actually did acknowledge me. I'll put that here. Nail besties, so I guess you figured out by now that every time I start my video and I'm in my office, it's about to go down. So I was not planning on making this video at all, ever, but the events that have transpired have led us here. So when I made my Beetles video, I was just gonna leave it there. But there has been such an insane response, and a huge part of that is thanks to Halie The Nail Babe. She made her own video on the video that I made, and it has blown up and it's turned into like this entire movement where people are throwing their polishes away and everyone's making a response, everyone's picking a side on this, and I just had to come and address a lot of things that are going around. I want to start by saying that my intention when I made that video was never to cancel Beetles or anything like that. It's not like I'm trying to put them out of business. I never ever once told anybody to throw their polishes away because it's really wasteful. In fact, I've been telling everybody in my comment section to make press-ons with it, which is actually what this week's video was going to be about. I mean, I'm still going to release it, so that video is coming up, but I also had to impromptu make this one and just address a few things that are going around. I do just want to make it clear that all I did in that video was show their own SDS and give you a chemical breakdown of why it was problematic. Everything that you do with that information is entirely up to you. And if you still support Beetles after all of the events that have transpired these past 2 weeks, that is also up to you. So let's just get right into it, shall we? I think that this movement is really, really great because do brands have to give us anything as just DIY consumers? No, legally not, but they should. And that's the whole point. And I would not buy from a brand that isn't transparent about that. And next week's video is going to be all about the brands that I have emailed for SDSs and what their responses have been or lack of responses and kind of going through them. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to know what is the cheapest they can get away with, and I promise you I am looking into it. So after I made that video back in October, and then Halie made her video the next day, things just kind of blew up and I never expected the response that this was going to get. So a huge thank you to Halie for pushing this out there because all the work and the research that I did wouldn't have made it anywhere near as far had she not promoted it. And now she's also on a warpath to find and expose these SDSs and companies, and I absolutely love that. There is no competition here. The more people in this movement, the merrier. So if you are passionate about this, please join us in our mission to hold companies accountable and promote nail safety. So after that, Beetles completely removed the SDSs that I used in my video, and thank God that I have that video where I show you real time what was on their website, because what they have done now is they've made a bunch of people believe that these SDSs were always there, and that was not the case. So now I have a bunch of people up in my comment section like, what are you talking about? Their SDS is right there. It wasn't 2 weeks ago. So anywho, their marketing team, well played. So after they quietly removed their original SDS from the website, they launched their Pro line. And with that launch, they put all of these SDSs on the website. Ironically, none of them are for the Pro line, and we still have nothing on the UV gel, which is the worst, and the cat eyes. But do not fret, because I have the UV gel one, and I'm going to post it right here. All right, so a nail bestie actually sent this to me. She was able to obtain it a few weeks ago, and God, y'all are amazing. Seriously, thank you so much. Like I said, this is a collaborative effort, and I could not do any of this without y'all. But let's get right into it here because this is bad, very bad. So here, January 2nd, 2025. So this is recent because, before they can say, oh, the other ones are, old, they're from 2023. This one's recent. This is for the nail glue, the UV glue that they never post anywhere. Now I know why. Trimethylbenzoyl diphenylphosphine oxide, 0.05. If we thought the 0.065 was bad, 0.05, non-existent. And then we have 15% HEMA, 15% cellulose acetate butyrate, that's fine, 15% isobornyl acrylate, another monomer, and then we have 54% acrylic copolymer. So 30% monomer, 0.05 photoinitiator. I mean, like, again, I don't know how much more I can possibly come out with to show y'all why you shouldn't use this. So of course, this explains why UV glue was causing so many issues. How are you going to make the product that has the most direct contact with the nail plate and you use a lot of to glue those tips on, the most allergenic product? Like, mind-blowing. And even if they have corrected this formula by now, which again, this is from earlier this year, even if they had completely changed the formula, that doesn't negate all the damage that has already been done. Because now that they've come out with these new SDSs, I'm getting ahead of myself here, all the problems seem to be fixed. Which, if that is a legitimate SDS, great. But that doesn't negate all the damage that has already been done with their horrid formula that doesn't cure. Anywho, moving on. About a week and a half ago, I tried to look for the SDSs again, and they're completely gone. Completely gone. Then I start getting messages saying, hey, they're back up if you look for MSDS, which who would even look for that, right? Because that's an outdated term. You look for SDS, not MSDS. But anyway, so I look for MSDS and this is what comes up. Here we have all of the SDSs. Well, I say all, but it's really kind of the same ones we had before. And then they added, I think it was the decoration sealing gel, the blooming gel, the hard gel, and the builder. But still nothing on the UV gel, still nothing on the cat eyes, or the jellies, or all the other stuff. But that's fine. This is quite a lot. But why did it take all this public pressure to finally put these up? I have been reaching out to Beetles at every turn. They have been tagged in all of my videos. I'm not shying away from a legitimate conversation with them. And in fact, I went as far as to ask on their live, and they actually did acknowledge me. I'll put that here. But first, I just took a screenshot of the questions that I asked. I didn't think they were going to respond. And when she started responding, I started the screen recording. And I didn't realize that I was also recording from my mic. So you're going to hear me talking to my mom in Spanish.
Okay, so we have the last 30 seconds. We have the last 30 seconds right in here. So if you have interest, you can go check our link number 5. Okay, you can send some email to our official teams and you will got the response. Okay, you will got the response. Honey, I cannot give you any answer right now because that would be like so unresponsible. Because we have to get to know everything, and please be patient, and we are going to answer to all the questions later in the official account. Okay, I'm so sorry. Right now, this is our live channel. It's bringing the products right in here, so I cannot give you any answer right now because that will be so irresponsible if I don't know everything, but I just answer your questions right in here. Yeah, thank you so much for your understand, honey. Because like me personally, I'm not taking charge of that part right in here.
Beatles.
So right in here, I would just like introduce our products right in here. So if you need any of the something like this, I will hope that you can just like contact with our team and we would love to talk with you. Yeah. So because I want to, like I need to know everything so that I can respond in the in a good way, not just in here. Yeah, thank you so much for your understand. Yeah, thank you, honey.
Prior to me starting this recording, I asked about the whole SDS situation, and they said that they were working on updating the SDS and that they've seen all of my videos. Why haven't you responded to any of them? So she says that they're working on uploading the SDSs to the site. I'm like, hey, they're already there. They've been there. And she's like, oh, yes, we're updating them. So are these not the final SDSs? I'm confused. But anyway, she said she can't answer my questions because it would be irresponsible to do so. Totally understandable. I left it alone, and they said they would be talking to me privately. Still waiting on that, but whatever. She was really kind, and I really respect the fact that she actually addressed me on the live. I'll give credit where it's due. I would have so much respect for them if they just came out and said, we are sorry for our old crappy formula that couldn't cure and gave a ton of people allergies. We've learned from it. We're doing better. This is the new formula. But then to quietly remove the old SDS, put this up, and put out a PR statement saying that, yeah, look, the SDSs are here, making us look crazy like they weren't just uploaded 2 weeks ago. It's not the move. And that is what I take issue with. Just take some accountability. Have some transparency. You can come out on the other side of this whole situation if you're just honest. Just do that. Anywho, let's get back to the SDSs. So here we have the SDS for the decoration sealing gel. I don't even know what that is, but you have the creation date, November 5th, 2025, version 1. This may very well be version 1 of this decoration sealing gel because we never saw a different one. So let's get down here to the good stuff. 20% acrylate copolymer, and oh my goodness, what is that? 80% HEMA and 0.03 photo initiator. I'm just kidding, folks. I fabricated this. Looks pretty real, right? For legal reasons, there is absolutely no good reason why I am showing you this and why I did that. So let's move on to the real SDS. All right, so here we have all of their forms, and let's just go to the decoration sealing one. Here are the actual numbers. 12% HEMA, 5% isobornyl methacrylate, and 0.50% TMO, 0.50% hydroxychlorohexylphenyl ketone. Also a photo initiator. So in total, that's 1% photo initiator. Not great, but significantly better than what they originally had. So cool deal. Let's go to one that did have an original SDS, and that is the base gel. Again, creation date November 5th, version 1. And we know dang well this is not version 1. There was a version 1 that they quietly removed from the website. So down here, we've got 65% acrylic copolymer, 15% HEMA, 6% isobornyl methacrylate, 5% acryloyl morpholine, and 6% photo initiator. So we're looking at a concentration of about 30% monomer and 6% photo initiator. That's still quite a bit of monomer, but the photo initiator is okay. So if this is the real formula, allegedly, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. This is still a lot more than I'd be comfortable with and more than what better brands use, but not terrible. Now, the problem here is that the labeling is absolutely horrendous. So you see these all have the exact same name except for the ones that say TPO free, right? Those are the only ones that are different. The rest are all identical and with the same number and everything. So I look at the first ones and I'm like, hold the heck up, because the first one here for the base gel doesn't have HEMA. And so when you look at the back of the packaging, there's very much still HEMA in this. So I'm like, where the heck did the HEMA go? And so I'm like, well, this SDS doesn't match the bottle at all. But then you have this one that I just showed you that has HEMA. And so you're like, what? Because the product name is exactly the same. So what the heck is going on here? What are we looking at? And so you're left to guess which one is the correct one or for which product line, because it does not specify. And so that's that. Do with all of that information what you will. But due to all the events that have transpired, I am more determined than ever to get these products independently tested. And I've already reached out to 3 universities in my area and 2 different labs, and I'm waiting on quotes to get pricing. Not gonna lie, I'm a broke working mom, you guys, so I probably will be asking for help on this when I find out how much it costs. But I am very determined to get this done, and it's not gonna be a quick process. Again, I work full time, so please bear with me, but it's gonna happen. And another thing that I plan on doing is reaching out to OSHA directly. When you file an SDS, it goes to OSHA. And so if it doesn't match what is on the bottle, OSHA is going to open an investigation, hopefully. So we shall see. But that is all that I have for now. I am ready for this Beetles chapter to be over. I have been called out multiple times for only targeting Beetles, and the reason for that is that they are the most prevalent. So when you look up gel polish, the first thing that you see everywhere is Beetles, and especially now that they are being sold in Target and Walmart, they are so readily accessible. And parents are going to be buying this for their teenagers, thinking that it's safe because it's sold at a major retailer, and then end up with an allergy, allegedly. So that is why I talk about Beetles the most. But do not worry, because there is plenty of love to go around for the other brands, and that is what my video next week is going to be about. There are brands out there that are just as problematic, if not more so, than Beetles, and we will talk about it. But that is why I started with this one. All right, besties, I know that was a lot. Thank you for sticking with me for this whole saga. I think that if there's anything we've learned from this is the impact that one single voice can have, especially if amplified by other voices. And when people come together, we can hold companies accountable, and also to get them to make safer formulas and change the verbiage of how they market things. Because last year, and you can look at Amber Arc Rivalry's page for that entire saga, but she tried to work with them to improve their verbiage, because for a very long time, they had listed that you should test their product on your skin. Basically, she tried to work with them to get them to be safer, and they lied to her, surprise, surprise, and refused to promote the use of gloves and a bunch of other unsafe stuff. And kudos to her for ultimately not taking that collaboration. Only way to get companies to make positive change is to hit them where it hurts, the wallet. Because at the end of the day, it is very, very clear that these companies are only out to make a profit, and they have done a very, very good job of that. But it's been beautiful to see how we can all come together in the nail industry and affect real positive change. Because now everyone is asking companies for their SDS. Everyone wants to know what is in their products. And so many people are really taking nail safety a lot more seriously. And that means significantly less new besties in the allergy club. So as always, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one.